What? Hi. What? You guys just started a Golden Kappa hype train. I have never seen one of these in person before. So if you're not a Twitch person, this happens like once a day or something like that. Like, it's super rare across all of Twitch. Holy crap. Hi everyone. Thank you for the resubs. Okay. Okay. Was not expecting that. Okay. Hi. Hi. Toot, thank you for the resub. Enjoy your emotes. Charles. Charles has been subscribed with Prime for 12 months. That is almost a year. That is almost a year. Thank you so much for the resub, Charles. Golden Kappa Train. Oh my goodness. And then now I'm catching up on chat. Orchid. Hello, Orchid. Hello, Borkid. DH is in fact back. Wanna, hello. Gwen, hello. Misha over on YouTube, hello. Oh my goodness, guys, we are back. We are back. This is unbelievable with a Golden Kappa hype train. So cool. So, so cool. So basically, if you're a big Twitch person, then if you subscribe, do bits, support the channel like that, anytime in the next 3 minutes, you'll get a super rare emote unlocked. That will be yours for the evers. But you don't have to, obviously. Like, it's up to you. I'm just very excited because I've never actually seen one in person. But yes, hi everyone. Let's switch over because I've been talking. I was gonna do the whole, like, chill for a few minutes while everybody came in. Charles, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, thank you. I don't know why my sub alert did not go off. Thank you so much. Let's see if I can rerun that. Thank you, Cheryl, for your gift subs. Thank you, everyone. So if you just got a gift sub, let Cheryl know. Is that my camera flipping out? Of course it is. Of course it is. I have had OBS open for the last, like, hour and a half messing with stuff. And of course, it still decided to mess up. But anyways, hi. If you just got your gift sub, enjoy your new emotes, welcome to the community, and be sure to thank your gifter. And thank you, Cheryl, for the 5 gift subs. That is absolutely amazing. But yeah, hello everyone, welcome. We're back. We are back. We're in the new enclosure. Yeah. Toot says when God closes a door, OBS can't find the right window. That's that is too painfully true. But yes, welcome back everyone. It has been, my last stream was April 5th. So it's been a good long while. As I'm sure all of you are aware. Oh my god, we have 2.5 minutes on a level 3 hype train. This is ridiculous. But as I'm sure all of you are aware, we found out that we basically had a very small amount of time to pack up, move, find a new house, and move, basically. But we did it. We did it. Oh, thank you, Toot. I missed you too. No, but like seriously, I have missed streaming. I've missed Toot streams. All of that good stuff. Thank you for the wave, Wenna. Oh my goodness, I can't type. I can't type. So I'm just going to do a quick shout out for Toot, because as you know, Toot also streams here on Twitch. They're also going to be back tomorrow. It is Ghost Church over on Toot's channel. We're going to play some, the royal we. They're going to play some Phasmophobia. I'm going to be doing my temperature stitching while watching, which I am so excited to get back to that little routine. And yeah, I'm so excited to have streams back for both of us. So yeah, and thank you guys so much for the warm welcome with the subs and the gift subs and just everyone being here. It means so much. You have no idea how much I've missed you guys. I really, really have. Our stream setups are completely new, completely reworked. So there will be some tweaking and adjusting. You may have noticed that there is no critter cam, no POW cam right now. There will not be a POW cam for a little while, just while we're getting stuff set up. It will be back, bigger and better than ever. I will be making some improvements to the POW cam, and there will be some additional critter cams, possibly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just sharing my special emotes. Thank you everybody who gifted and subbed during that hype train. That's really sweet of you. But yeah, big plans for the critter cam. The kids have all been moved over. All 5 cats, all 3 snakes, and all 1 POW are here with us in the new home. They've got their enclosures set up. Everybody is happy. I mean, POW is as happy as POW ever is. But yeah, so we're finally able to kind of get back to normal-ish life, which is amazing. I can already see that I'm gonna have to do something about the lighting in here. How is the lighting on this camera? Is it like a little bit too dark? Because I have... Charles says I like how POW is both creature and category. POW is an entity unto herself. We do not try to categorize the POW. There is only POW. Is dark? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right now in my office I have like an overhead wall sconce just right there. I actually have an office now. It's amazing. I will show you guys pictures eventually. But eventually. So I have an overhead wall sconce there, and then I have a window there. And that's all the sources of light I have right now. So I definitely need like a desk lamp or a floor lamp or something that I can be a little bit more targeted for the next stream. But now we know. Now we know. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I'm so Alright. Well, let's start at the very beginning. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Stitch with me. Grab a coffee, grab a nice cozy drink, grab something to work on, snuggle up. Themlin, welcome in. Themlin the Gremlin is a fellow co-working / cozy streamer here on Twitch. Just gonna do a quick shout out. They stream more often than I do, so if you want to give them a follow, you just need some cozy background hangout times. Themlin is a great bean. Old guy, hello. Yes, you can assume that we are still in Canada. We I don't want to like dox myself by saying exactly where we are, but we moved just about a half hour east of where we had been previously, into a smaller city. So yeah, we're still in a city, but it's a much smaller, more community focused city, I would say. And yeah, we really like the new area we've landed in a lot. There's a lot of, it's a good mix of like big businesses that will deliver to us, as well as like small mom and pop businesses that we like to support. I kind of wish I still knit, because there is a yarn store, a local yarn store, like a 5-minute walk away from us. Danger. Thanks, Themlin. Themlin says, love that for you. Sounds very cozy. Yeah. It's very cozy. We very much like the new place we found. Orchid says, I can't hang this morning. Got a breakfast to head to, but I'm so happy we're back and that I got to pop by. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to pop in before you had to head out. Thank you, Orchid. Bye, Orchid. Bye, Borkid. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, we're just gonna do a chill kind of catch-up stream. I'm probably gonna end up doing a lot of talking. I have like a little bit of show and tell for you guys. Just stuff I've been working on, stuff Toot's been working on. And then I'm obviously stitching. Today's project is Woodland Enchantress. You guys might remember this project. I'll show you guys. This is Woodland Enchantress. It is a Dimensions kit. You also have to head out. You're leaving for Philly. Got to pack up. We want to say hi. Have a lovely stream. Thank you so much, Grummy. Have a safe trip, and we will see you when you get back. So yeah, so this is what I'm working on today. It's a Dimensions kit. I've never done a Dimensions kit before. But this one just caught my eye and I could not stop thinking about it. And it's an in-print Dimensions kit, so it actually wasn't super expensive. So yeah, but as you can see, it is large and complex. I have done a very small amount of it. You can see kind of my start. I actually went down to, it came with 16 count Ada. I went to 20 count pre-gridded Ada, just to make life easier on myself. It did not make life easier on myself because I didn't anticipate some aspects of dimensions patterns, but I'll get there in a second. Old guy says, how are you and Toot doing health-wise? And Toot says, not great, but we're getting there. Yeah. It's been a rough transition, physically for both of us. Because we had to move so quickly, we both had to really push ourselves, to the limits of what our disabled bodies can do. And unfortunately, Toot pushed themselves a little bit past what their body could do. And yeah, but we were fortunate that we found a good company to work with that was able to do a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff that we just were unable to get to. So now we can slow down. We can take things at our own pace. We're just kind of unpacking one box at a time. All of our stuff is here. We're not doing any more like crazy back and forth, hauling furniture, eating stuff in boxes. All that's done. We're just unpacking now. So we're able to take it slow, and just, yeah, take things at our own pace, recover as we can. We're actually... I don't know what I was about to say. I completely lost that train of thought. Yeah, I don't know where. I'm sure it'll come back. So yeah, it's the place that we landed in. It's not as it's accessible, but it's also not accessible in terms of the disability thing. But it is really well set up for us in terms of our needs. So that is really good. I was gonna say more, but again, I don't want to kind of like give away exactly where we're living. It's a great place. We're really, really happy. We're really, really happy here. And I mean, we're still, if you could see behind me, you would see what it looks like around the rest of the house. That's boxes upon boxes, but it's organized chaos now. I haven't found everything. I found my French press yesterday, which was really great. I was able to make so I had picked up like a single serve coffee maker, and I've been relying on that, even though I usually do French press. But I just found the French press yesterday. Still have not found my hot water dispenser, but I think I know where that is. I found most of our crafting supplies. There are a few I'm missing. I found, like, so I keep all of my hoops and U-snaps and everything in the same, like, storage bag. I found the bag. I know I did because I pulled stuff out of it, so I know it's here. I don't know where I put it. So I'm like, I have like 2 hoops that I can use right now because I just cannot find it. Hey, Peanut, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. We're talking about how I can't find anything while I'm unpacking. Olka says, take your time. I've lived here in my townhouse for 30 years and have a few boxes I may not have gotten to yet. Peanut says, popping in to say hi, friendo, before you head to the airport. Oh, another travel. All right, Peanut. Have a safe flight. Enjoy. Peanut Robin's another friend coming over from Themlin, the Gremlins community. So yeah, like I found most of our crafting supplies. I have not found all of our crafting supplies. The one thing I did do was I kept out my cross-stitch reference books for when I'm designing because I knew I would need those before we get to the rest of the books. So those I have somewhere. Somewhere. Everything is somewhere. I've been talking too much. That's not the right alert. Hang on a second. hang on. I have to fix this because I did a thing. So we're doing a thing. Okay. That should have fixed the thing. Moon, thank you so much for the sub. Moon resubbing for 23 months. That's almost a year. That is almost a year. Thank you so much. Early says thank you too. Earl, you want to come say hi to Auntie Moon? Hey. Thank you for the welcome, Moon. Twitch welcomed me back with a golden kappa hype train this morning. A golden kappa hype train. I couldn't believe it. A golden carbohydrate says the captions. I know. Oh, it was so cool. Yeah, Toot got their golden kappa emote. I know, unbelievable. Okay, so the alert didn't work, and then see if I can do this again.
Thank you, Toot.
There we go. That's what happened. That's what should have happened. And Lady K, thank you so much for the resub. Resubbing for 2 months, for 4 months altogether. Thank you so much. Everybody resubbing to get all of their emotes back. And one with an aliens. Okay. See, I haven't actually watched like a lot of Ancient Aliens lately. I'm trying to think if I have one like just loaded and ready to go. What it says I just tried out. That one will have a special new redeem. I'm working on it. I don't know. Bill Gates is a reptilian. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Did you tell him what you were using it for? I did, yeah. That was exactly what I was using it for. Thank you for the disclaimer. So no, one of the more wild conspiracy theory is that several high-ranking officials are actually reptilian aliens in disguise. However, I find that this theory is ridiculous, even more so than the other ones, but it was the first one that came to mind. Reptilians are one of the 4 most likely forms of aliens visiting our planet, in addition to the Greys, the Nordics, and the insectoids. So there you go. Alright. I'm getting distracted by early. Did my meds actually kick in this morning? I think they did. So, working on Woodland Enchantress and loving early. Yeah, she's a good girl. The kids all love our new house. There's a lot of space for them to spread out. There's a lot of natural sunlight. It's been really good for them, especially this one. She's so fluffy and happy here. This needle minder is, I think it's actually upside down. Moon actually made this one for me. Let's see. Will you focus? It is a black cat getting its head stuck in a glass. But yeah, Moon made a couple of needle minders for me, and I've been using those pretty much exclusively. Toot says she was fluffier and happier when she had her Auntie Moon and Uncle Thomas to love on. Yes, yeah. Moon and Thomas, also known as the True Commander, came down to help us unpack right after we moved, because like I said, we kind of both pushed ourselves really further than we should have. So they came down to help us unpack and hang out for the weekend, and it was amazing. It was such a good weekend. And they got to meet all the kitties, which I feel like Moon especially already knows all of the kids just so well. But yeah, that was so nice. We had them down, and then I got to sit around and point where I needed things done, and then Commander was just, you know, yeeting boxes around like an able-bodied person was, and we set Moon to work scrubbing out the reptile enclosures. I've never seen someone so happy to wash rocks. Moon says it was amazing. We were so happy to help. Oh, I'm so glad. It was so much fun to have you guys around, because we were setting up the reptile enclosures, and one of the things that I needed to pick up for Pow's enclosure was more like big rocks. So Commander and I went on an adventure to find rocks. And yeah, so we just went out, you know, two bros looking for cool rocks. That was a lot of fun. We spent 20 minutes talking about the Museum of Skin Diseases in Paris. That was an interesting conversation. It was one of those like super, it was one of those super nerdy specific conversations. Olga says, that is a lot of floss colors. Don't think I would ever want to do a full coverage piece. Edmund says, Commander DH at the landscape store or something. Yeah, so, Olga. Dimensions kits are unhinged. I thought it was just going to be like a pretty straightforward full coverage with a little bit of backstitch. Girl. So I don't know how well you can see. So these are half crosses, and like it does provide explicit instructions on how to do each stitch. So we've got half crosses, we've got full crosses. And Olga says, does this one vary the number of strands? It does. So when I started, I was like, okay, I'm going to use 20 count instead of 16 count. So I'm just going to like I'm going to do 1/1 instead of 2/1. And then I'm like, okay, well, some of them call for more strands, so I'm just going to do like half of what I should have just stuck to the 16 count. It was crazy. But yeah, like it's like this, so this symbol, it's 3 strands of this half cross. This symbol is 5 strands of this half cross. This symbol is 2 strands of this and 1 strand of this full cross. It's like, you can't just thread up a needle and be like, okay, I'm just doing 2 strands full cross for this. It's wild. So not only are there this many colors, there's 2 of these. There's also blends. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to run an ad You guys know how we usually do this. I'm going to mute. I'm gonna run an ad here on Twitch, and we're just gonna hang out, go stretch, do your self-care stuff, and I will see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Or I can break the timer. That works too. All right, friends, we are back. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Toot.
I'm just gonna hydrate real quick. Moon's talking about the Dimensions kit. Moon says they scare me. Toot says Moon, good, avoid. Gwen says that is so much. And yes, Gwen is starting that gorgeous full coverage piece. But like, okay, so I may have just scared a lot of you. With the Dimensions kit, like, lore, or the way that it's structured. I will have to say, it's a lot of fun to stitch. It's definitely a different challenge. Like, I would not consider this a full coverage stitch in the way that I would consider Banks a full coverage stitch. I wouldn't consider this like that same category at all. Because there is so much variation in the stitch type, in the stitch density, in the blends, everything like that. So it's a whole different beast, but I would recommend that you try it because I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's a different kind of challenge. The other thing is that you may know dimensions patterns are paper patterns. You get the kit, you get the pattern, it's on a bunch of piece of paper, and then if you, like me, are addicted to digital things, you just have to use the paper. However, you do not. A lot of people don't realize this, but if you email Simplicity, which is the company that owns Dimensions, if you email their customer service and basically say like, hey, can I get the PDF of this? They'll ask you for proof that you actually own the kit, which makes sense. But then they'll send you a PDF of it. It doesn't go perfectly into Pattern Keeper. So I can show you a little bit of what I'm doing on Pattern Keeper now. But it does the thing where like it just shows up as an image, so you can tick off the stitches you've done, but it won't find the symbols. So again, it's a different kind of challenge. But it's one that I'm really, really enjoying. But I got this kit back in January. And I got really excited and I did a whole bunch and I bounced around and then like I put it away. I don't know if you guys do this, but if you ever get like a new piece of technology, like a new phone or something like that, and you get it and you're really excited and you set it up and you use it for like an hour and then it needs to go in a box until it's no longer new and so you can actually like enjoy using it. This must be a neurodivergent thing. But that's what happened with this project. It had to go in a box until it was no longer new. And then the other day I woke up and I was like, I must stitch on Woodland Enchantress. So I did. Welcome back, Moon. Just talking about how much I'm enjoying, despite the insane amount of colors. Yeah, you feel that happen with Unseelie? Yeah. I feel like that happens with most of my projects. Is I get really excited to start them, and then if they're larger than like 2,000 stitches or so, I kind of hit a point where I'm like, okay, now I need a break from this so that it's no longer like new and overwhelming. That being said, I really don't have that many whips right now. There's two of them that I haven't found yet, but they're like, it's fine. They're in hibernation. I know I packed them. They're just, I haven't gotten to them yet. And then the one that I've actually been working on the most, I can't show you guys. The most I can share is keep your eyes peeled on an upcoming issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. 1 or 2 issues, perhaps, maybe. And you will see some of the stuff that I've been working on that I can't show you guys. So that's been like most of my crafting time is working on that. So I don't even have like that much progress to show. I just picked this up the other day as like a little break from that. A little break from that project. Oh no, I must hydrate. I have seen the emote. It's been really fun getting to know other designers. Like the latest issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine came out. I get mine through the library, which I'm gonna need to get a new library card. I get mine through the library digitally, and then it's always like, oh, I saw your pattern in this. Oh my god, you got the cover. That's so cool. Like it's I've stopped looking through the magazine to look at the patterns, and now I just look at who the designers who are in the magazine are, so I can talk to them about it. It's been a lot of fun. The latest issue, it was like the spring issue. Our friend Amanda from Infinity Bear Designs has the cutest little, like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a little berry sampler, and it's just like strips of berries with like a little pattern between each. Super cute. I definitely want to do that. It's nice. It's like little small. I mean, it is full coverage, but it's like 50 by 50 or something like that. It's adorable. So for this particular iteration, Okay, says, I thought of you when I saw the newest issue, just cross-stitch with the chameleon on the cover. That is a very cool pattern. I really like that one as well. So the way that I'm working on this now, I was jumping around. So I kind of started in the middle and did a little bit of her dress. And then I jumped up here and did, well, it's all pinned up, but I did a little bit of the, so this is the top corner in the other side. And then that was stressing me out because decision paralysis. So I went over to the other top corner. So this is the top left corner, and I'm just doing, I'm doing on the diagonal. As you can see, I really got to do something about my lighting in here. I'm also parking my threads just because there are so many blends, and this situation is just a bit of a nightmare. I don't like, you can see here you can see here I kind of like threaded the blend through a little hole and then did the symbol for what that blend is. I don't want to do that anymore. It was just, that was a lot. And I feel like that's just going to be a mess, so yeah, I'm trying to, look at this. This is awful. I'm trying to keep this as neat as I can, but I might need to just lay it all out when I don't have children around. Alright, that symbol. What are you, symbol? You are one strand of...
Thank you, Toot!
Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. What was I gonna say? Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Toot. That, by the way, is our friend Cryptic, another streamer here on Twitch. And as you can tell, Toot also harasses them with the hydrations. Right, so I've got one strand of this. Oh, and thank you for the shout out there. So yes, our good friend Cryptic Entity 22 is a horror streamer here on Twitch. If you want some good vibes, some good hangout times, they are definitely someone to follow. A very good bean. And you'll find me in their stream pretty much every night. They're live. And also follow frickin' Moon. And also, hi Crazy Lady. Hi Earls. Oh, okay. Thank you, Early. Moon, variety streamer, does Valo, does roguelites now, not roguelites, does Souls-likes now, and also does the Crafty streams. All the friends. All the friends. Follow them all. It's all good times. Weep with me, for this is my fate. Yes. Yes, old guy Stitcher. Behold, my metallic flosses. So this is actually, I don't think I'm stitching with it. I think I'm just making cording with it. And all of this lives in this Ziploc bag. It does not leave this Ziploc bag. Okay, while I was pulling out those threads, things happened. Everybody hydrate. We shouted out Cryptic, we shouted out Moon. Yes, Moon is doing quite a few more cross-stitch streams too, which is amazing. Love that. Moon, if you kind of know what your schedule is going to be like for the next little bit, please let us know in chat. And yes, hello Crazy Lady, welcome in. Morning. I know, oh lord. So I'm just doing this. Let me pull up the picture again. So you see that the cord around her waist? That's actually cording. Hey, Crazy Lady, thank you so much for the bits. Unfortunately, I have absolutely nothing fancy for you, because I don't usually get bits. But thank you so much for the bits. Early appreciates them, don't you? Yeah. All of the money that we do, that Toot and I do get from Twitch, from Etsy, from Coffee, it all basically goes directly into animal care, getting stuff for them, and occasionally we'll use it for like stream assets and stuff, but most of the time it goes directly into our babies. So they all thank you whenever you sub, whenever you gift bits, whenever you buy a pattern, anything like that. It's all going right to these little guys. Which reminds me, I've had a couple of people ask me if there's anything they can do to help us out with the move, anything they can do for like a housewarming gift, something like that. We're fine, honestly. But I have had a few people ask me, so I was thinking of maybe setting up like an Amazon wish list with stuff for the kids, for the cats and for the snakes. I don't know if that's something you guys would be like down for, or if you'd be interested in that, but I've been tossing around that idea. And yes, we do have the throne as well, if you guys want to get them a housewarming gift there. But again, it's all for the kids. I still have Woodland Enchantress up. Yes, okay. Moon says yes, and Toot says you're not allowed. Before I got distracted by the bits, so this gold cord around her waist, that's actually cording. It's like 6 strands twisted and corded, and then you use couching to tack it down. So that's a technique I've never done before, and I'm gonna be interested in doing it. Moon says you can't stop me, and Wanna says do it. All right. And you guys can also check out the throne, which I think our throne is a little bit different than most streamers, because most streamers have like stream equipment on it. Ours is like, buy a meal for the boys. Which, by the way, the kids are very happy here. Our local reptile store is now an actual reptile zoo. Moon, thank you so much for the gift subs. What is going on with my alerts? All right, just reminding myself to fix gift sub alerts because I want to be happy and do stuff when you guys give out subs. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Welcome in, Connie. And JB Cohen, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks so much. All the new friends today. Oh, I'm so happy. It's been a year of a month. And to be back with you guys, and just to be greeted with so much love, so many gift subs, so many resubs. This is it. My heart is full. I really appreciate it, you guys, and thank you. Yeah, let's see if I can turn my camera a little bit so you get a little bit of an early cam here. There you go. So normally around this time I would be getting ready for a treat. Like I said, we don't have a critter cam up just yet. That will be coming soon, bigger and better than ever. Very excited. I've been, oh dear, you guys see what I did there? Oh dear, how far back is that? Oh, that's far back. I've got to frog a little bit here. What happens when you get gift subs in the middle of a row? I will say though, the dimensions kit with the mix of half cross and full cross goes by really fast. Goes by really fast. I'm really excited to try my first, like, my first full half cross project. My first fully half cross project. Guys, we have a treat. I know. Toot brought me a strobes. Alright, I'm gonna mute so I don't trigger anyone's chewing stuff. Olga says I wanted to see you choose between treats. Well, okay. So if Toot had brought me a strawberry or a banana, which one do you think I would have gone for first? Let me know in the chat. Moon thinks straw. Okay, everybody's going for strawberry. Yes, it would be strawberry. Yeah, yeah. Between strawberry and banana, I would go straw. It says projecting because I don't like bananas. I do like bananas actually, although I have to say I have a split in my lip because been super dry this winter. And that strawberry is like, the strawberry juice got right up in there. Toot says between straw and just about anything. Yeah. Oh my god, we found a place the other night. How about mangoes? I do not care for mangoes. I'm okay with some mango flavored stuff, but I don't care. It's like some combination of the texture and the flavor for me. I'm not a mango person. Yeah, mango is a Toot treat eat. We found some really good food near us. We went to a pub near us, and like they had this massive menu, which usually when they have a massive menu with like a bunch of different styles of food, it's never like super great. It was amazing. I had a grilled vegetable salad. So it was like leafy greens, you know, like arugula and rocket and stuff like that. And grilled veggies on top, and not just like the lame veggies, like this was asparagus and peppers and zucchini and eggplant grilled, and then like a balsamic reduction, not like a vinaigrette, so it wasn't thin, it was like thick reduction, and then a slab of goat cheese like this big around, deep fried right on top. So then you kind of like, you break the crust on the goat cheese, and then it's like warm and it like oozes out and mixes with the balsamic, and then oh, it was so good. I'm still thinking about it. It was so good. Crazy Day says, I love melon, refreshing in summer. Yes. Toot is so ready for fruit bat summer. We're really close to a couple of farmers markets that are going to start up in the summer. I'm excited to check those out. Yeah, we moved into a really like vibrant little area, which is fantastic. I am almost done this diagonal, which is nice. Very satisfying doing the diagonal thing. I can show you, actually, yeah. I've been doing the diagonal on banks, and it's super satisfying. So I don't think I have any finishes. I do have a finish to show you, but I don't know where it is. So I will show it off on a future stream. But I did a little mini Quaker from Just Cross Stitch magazine, but I did it 1/1 full cross on 28 count. Super teeny. I loved it. It was such a fun project. But that's the only thing I've finished lately. Otherwise, I've just been working through my whips and starting the new stuff for Just Cross Stitch. And old guy says, how is the sleeve on the sweatshirt going? It is going well. Actually, that's one of the things. Here's one I prepared earlier. There's a very slidey pile of stuff next to me. Here's my sweatshirt. So I have been working on this sleeve. If you guys haven't seen this project, basically this is my tattoo sleeve sweater, and I'm taking a bunch of little motifs from different patterns and just kind of throwing them on here willy-nilly. So this sweater was originally going to have stormtroopers on it. 3 stormtroopers and the like speech bubble move along. So I did my 3 stormtroopers, which turned out so good. These guys look so crisp. I love them. And then I kind of free-handed the move along, so it looks less crisp. But the 2 things that were going to go on the sweater is I was going to have the stormtroopers on the sleeves, and then the back was going to be a tour poster for Figrin Dan and the modal nodes. So on the other sleeve, I did Figure and Dan and the modal nodes. So you may recognize these guys as the Cantina Band from Star Wars. That's Figure and Dan. He's the band leader. I'm a giant nerd, just in case you couldn't tell. So because these were originally going to be on the back of the sweater, I needed to put them on somewhere. So I balanced and because they're a fairly big one, I kind of mirrored their placement with the stormtroopers. So this is the only thing on this sleeve. I'm going to keep working up this sleeve, I think. And then I'm going to do this one later, but I just wanted to have both of those guys on. I actually designed these ones. I was looking at a bunch of different pixel art. Shockingly, when you look for pixel art, you get a lot more hits if you look for Cantina Band Star Wars than Figure and Dan and the modal nodes. So I kind of looked at a whole bunch of pixel art and then cribbed them together to make the band. So you've got Figure and Dan in the middle, you've got the guy with the really big one. And then this is the guy that sits on the side. So you can't really see him very well in the movie because he's kind of like in the shadows, but he's sitting on the side and he's got his little like thing that he's like doing stuff on. And then they're all like I had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, so that's the last thing I stitched on that. The next thing up is I'm going to do the coffee link, I think. You're familiar with my little minis, my mini portraits? The first one that I released as a freebie was Giorgio Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens. So up here, I'm gonna do Giorgio Tsoukalos here, and then I'm gonna take the spaceship from my Valentine's Day freebie, and it's going to be it's gonna be abducting Giorgio. That's gonna be the next like motif on my sweater. It's a bit of a big one. I might do it like up here more up here, and then just fill in little stuff around it, because that's gonna be like a pretty big one. But yeah, this project has been so much fun. It's so this hoodie, I got it from Walmart. It was like 14 bucks. I just cut a little bit of the 14 count waist canvas, just like a couple inches at a time, which is why nothing really lines up, because I can't get it perfectly straight every time. I'm not even trying to, really. And then I wash it and I pull the threads right away. And I've been wearing this between motifs. Like, this is my go-to sweater. And it's super comfy. None of the threads have pulled out. This is the inside. I do my best to kind of keep my floats as short as possible, but it all kind of like mooshes down. It's very comfy, no sensory stuff on the skin, and what I like is that I can still shove my sleeves up to my elbows, even with the extra stitching. Like, it's very stretchy. So yes, that is sweater update. I'm going to be wearing this afternoon. Olga says, I can guarantee that nobody else will have one like that, a unique collector's item. Exactly. It's going to be 110% me. All of my interests, everything like that. Toot's been adding quite a few to their sweater as well. I don't have their sweater here, but maybe next stream, if they're willing, I can show that off. I do have a little pile of finishes. Let's go through my little pile of show and tell here. One thing, it's not cross-stitch related, but this was the coolest thing that I've ever found at a thrift shop. Ooh, look at that fisheye. This is a box for knitting needles. So it just like slides like this. And then you store your knitting needles in there, which is why it's so like long and thin. And then it's got this adorable painting. Like, this is hand painted. of like the little lady. She looks like our little goblin. She's got a kitty and the yarn. I love this. So I am destashing a lot of my knitting materials, but I do have some vintage knitting needles that I've inherited from various family members, and I will be keeping them, and they will be going in this because I love this so much. But yeah, this was the coolest thing. I'm so glad I spotted it. What's up next? My needle book. Oh, I picked up some of these for the move. Don't know if you've probably seen these, but they are guest towels. So these are like your fancy guest towels, but they've got a cross-stitchable section on them. So my bathroom is going to be dinosaur themed. So I'm going to take the dinosaurs from my pastel dinosaur pattern, which is also available on the coffee. And I'm going to just modify it so it fits in this little like strip. These are going to be my fancy guest room dinosaur towels. But yes, Toot is awesome. Let's talk about Toot. Ah ha 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 ha. So in addition to being my mod, being Cryptic's mod, being Moon's mod, streaming here on Twitch as the premier no mic horror streamer, catch them tomorrow morning for Phasmophobia. Toot is a cross-stitch machine. So I happen to have a little stack of like stuff that they finished in the last couple weeks. So this is Silly Mates. So if these are the mini portraits that I do. So I designed this to be a round robin between Moon and Toot. So that's Toot and Gigi and Moon and Yuna. So Moon actually started stitching this one and stitched herself and then sent it over, and Toot finished stitching, and then Toot had one that stitched herself and then sent it over to Moon. Moon says Toot and Moon face reveal. Yeah. This is what they actually look like in real life. But yeah, so I thought this was super cute. So Moon stitched this one, and Toot stitched this one. And I don't know how well you can tell, but Moon actually stitches in the opposite direction. So her top leg goes, so Toot and I both stitched, so our top legs go from here to here, and Moon's go from here to here. So it's really mirrored. It's really interesting. But yeah, they both worked on that together, which I thought was super cute. And then Toot finished this one really quickly. This is Summoning Sweet Dreams by Moon says I'm a weirdo and learned to stitch backwards. I mean, you learn to stitch from videos. I'm not super surprised that you just kind of did it the way that was super comfortable for you. Okay, yeah, this is Summoning Sweet Dreams. It's by someone on Etsy. It's cute. I love it. This was 18 count Black Ada. And it's so perfectly Toot. And of course they banged this out in like 2 days. This one, I do know the designer. This is our lovely, lovely friend, Black Walt Stitching, Liz. I need to do a command for that. Little ghost wagon. Moon says, I learned from videos in which people stitched in the correct direction. Go figure why I picked up the direction. And old guy is right. As long as you stitch consistently, I don't think it matters which way you go. Yeah, as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter which way. It really doesn't. So yeah, this is Little Ghost Wagon Adventures from black waltz stitching, and it's on this amazing sparkle Ada. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that in the natural light. It is sparkly fabric, old guy. This is a 16 count Sporkle Ada. We got it off of Etsy. Very, very affordable. Absolutely gorgeous. It's what I did the There's Good in This World. I don't have it out, but that's what it's a different color. It was like a light green, but same kind of sparkle. It says, I love that our stitches move towards each other. Oh, yeah. And it says, I find it really funny because Commander picked up your stitching direction. I mean, you pick it up from whoever teaches you, really. Okay, says, I love that ghost. I know, he's so cute. Black Waltz stitching on Coffee and Etsy. Liz is absolutely fantastic. Great friend of ours. Moon says, I'd love to do more round robins with us. Aww. I was thinking of doing one to match Silly Mates of me and Commander. Like looking for rocks or something. But we'll have to figure out something. DH and Commander at McDonald's or something. And then sneak peek. This is one of my own patterns that is going to be released in the coming weeks. Basically, it's going to be released when I can do blurp. Who says we could do our cryptid pieces as round robin too? Ooh, that would be good. Yeah. This is going to be released in upcoming weeks. I haven't had much time to... I haven't had any time to work. All of my stuff is packed away. But that's going to change this week. So this pattern, Toot stitched it up, of course. I need to make fancy pictures. Need to make fancy PDF, and then it'll be released. But this is Camp Woodwind. It is the latest in my series of Phasmophobia Tiny Nature with hidden spookies. But yeah, I really love this one. I love the simplicity of the trees, and then the fire. I'm really happy with the way that I did the different motifs in here. So yeah, and Toot stitched this up for me, and I need to make it look good and go with the other ones. So that's coming up. So yes, so stay tuned. I do have a few designs that are pretty much ready to be released on the shop. If you're a member of the Patreon or you're signed up for the freebies on the Patreon, all of that stuff is coming. I promise. I'm back to work. Back to work. I'm not even going to give myself air quotes. It's work. I'm back to work this week. So patterns are going to start rolling out. Freebies are going to start rolling out. I'm going to be back on socials, all that good stuff. I'm so excited. So yeah, keep an eye out. But guys, the behemoth, the masterpiece. Lady K says you have been missed. Aw, thank you, Lady K. I have missed you guys so much too. Like, you have no idea how much joy you bring into my life. Yeah. I'm gonna get super goopy if I keep talking about it, so I'm gonna keep talking about Toot instead. Hey Lori, welcome in. Glad you caught this. I'm glad you caught it too. You came just in time for raccoons. So this is raccoons. I designed this piece, but it is off of a frame from Stardew Valley. It's 14 count black Ada. 14 count? I think it's 14 count. Yeah, it's huge. Toot has been working on this for since October, September. And just finished it. It looks incredible. It is gigantic. September, yeah. So all the way to like the dark fading, the fading into the darkness frame. You've got the flowers, this little patch of flowers here, which I love. You've got all the tiny raccoons. Oh, it looks amazing. So this pattern as well available on the Etsy and the Coffee. I have 3 versions of it. There's this version, which is the entire cutscene, and then I do have a version that's just the tree and the raccoons. So if you want just the tree and the raccoons and then like a little bit of the green down here, that's an option too. And then also just these 2 is available as a freebie on the Coffee and the Patreon. So there's 3 different versions of raccoons if you would like to stitch one up for yourself. This was such a pleasure to design, and like watching Toot work on this has been incredible. It really has just been incredible. Yeah, like you wouldn't believe the time and attention that went into this. And thank you, Toot, for putting up all those links in both chats so you can find the Coffee and the Etsy. And like I said, new patterns will start coming out this week. And yeah, like it's big. Here's my hands. So yeah. Oh, I love it. I need to find a hoop big enough for this. But for now, it goes into the bin of finishes. Any idea how many stitches it is? Toot would know more than I do. But I think it's like 33,000, something like that. The full one. 33,859 stitches for the whole boy. Toot says I'm avoiding you saying nice things by doing mod stuffs. You can't avoid us forever. Yeah. Incredible amount of work. Incredible amount of work for all that green. Was your second biggest piece. The biggest piece I think is the hyena, which maybe I'll grab that next time to show off because it's behind me in one of the boxes here. Toot stitched a baby hyena for me a while ago. It's going to be like the focal piece of my office wall. What says, bro, that's bigger than my Totoro piece? Yeah, it's huge. It's actually about the same size as Banks. So, yeah, was 40K-ish, I think. So this is Banks. You guys might remember. I have to frog this. I'm just reusing the same piece of 16 count pre-grid. I've been working on this a bit. So this finished piece will be about the same number of stitches as Raccoon's was. When all is said and done. But yeah, I've been working on this more. So this I was doing the diagonal method, as you can see. And then I decided to just stitch her face because I really wanted to. Love the needle minder. Thank you. I made that myself from a jewelry pack. Toot is indeed a monster. Toot is some kind of a monster. A goblin, gremlin, cross-stitch monster beast. I love it. When Moon and Thomas were coming over to visit, to stay with us for the weekend, one thing that I said was, I am so happy.
Thank you, Toot.
Next time the hydrate comes up, someone else should redeem it, just saying. Just just to see something a little bit different. I had fun with my alerts. I'm still tweaking them, but it hasn't been high priority. When Moon and Thomas came over, I was like, I'm so happy you're going to get to see full Goblin Toot. Because, like, I tell stories about Toot, right? And I'm like, oh, Toot just came in and, like, Goblin Trunk danced at me. But, like, it's different hearing it and experiencing it. And I was just really happy for them to experience Goblin Toot. Like, I was really happy for them to experience how loud Pow is. Pow is so loud. So the room that they were staying in shares a wall. Like, so here's their room, there's the wall, and then Pow's enclosure is just on the other side of the wall. And, like, they could hear her at night. She's so loud, and you don't believe how loud it is from one tiny little tortoise. Alright. So yes, this is one of the things I've been working on. This is Banks. It's full coverage. It's not just the stomps, it's the scratching. Because she'll wedge herself against something and just, like, grind her nails against either the bottom of her enclosure or the back of her enclosure. I took some pictures when it was fully emptied of just how scratched up the PVC is. I don't think I posted it, but I need to post it. So yeah, this is my little mini whip parade. So I've got Woodland Enchantress, which is a Dimensions kit. I don't consider it the same, so this is my full coverage. And it's not a really big full coverage. This is the entire width of it. So this is both top corners, and then it'll go down to about here. So it's really not big. And it's about 33,000 stitches. 33,000. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize how badly you could hear the Ziploc bags. My very fancy project bags, I mean. My very, very fancy project bags. I got this from a little indie designer called Great Value. Ordered them online. You know, got 50 for $6, you know, the usual. And then the other thing that I was, like, hyper focused on was Dinosaur Forest, which is coming along so nicely on this iteration. You guys know the struggles I've had with Dino Forest. But it's really coming along. I still had a thread attached. There we go. I've actually got the entire border done. Which, this border stitching is what got me through most of the move. Because I had already done about half of the border, and it's the same motif repeated over and over and over again, right? It's this, like, leaf with a flower type thing. So I could just do that without referring to the pattern. So I would sit on my walker, and the movers would be doing their stuff, and I'd be able to, like, get a few stitches in on it and then set it down and then get a few stitches in on it, which is why the entire border is now finished, because it was so easy and mindless to do. And then what I've done since then is, if you're in the server, our Discord server, we have a Wheel of Whips channel where you can basically use RNGesus to randomly select stuff for you. So I went and on the pattern, and then so I went on the pattern and I labeled each tiny little motif with a number, and I'm just spinning the wheel, and then whatever motif comes up, I'm doing that one next. So it's gonna be filled in a little bit randomly. Olga says the fabric gives the dino piece a completely different vibe from most of your others. It looks almost traditional. It really does. And that's why I really liked this piece. So this is Al Forest Embroidery, who does a lot of very traditional style samplers. And then there's this one, which is dinosaurs. And I love it. So I do love the juxtaposition of the very traditional palette, the very traditional fabric with the subject matter. Nice. Congrats, dude. I mean, that is kind of my vibe in stitching, is traditional motifs or traditional techniques with a twist. I wish I could show you the thing I'm working on now, but that was like the whole point of that. Taking the traditional aspects of the craft that we all love and making them into something unique and personal. Like, I don't even want to say modern, like modern is better than traditional, but just something that fits us. You know what I mean? So I do have a couple of designs. There's one, Fruit Bat Summer is a sampler I designed, which is something that it's a very traditional band sampler, but then it's got bats on it, and it's about fruit bats and eating fruit, that kind of thing. So that's the kind of stuff I love to design and play with and stitch up. So I'm really enjoying this guy. And he's only got about 3,000 stitches left to go, which I should probably work more on him, but you know what? I'm really enjoying Enchantress. So like I say, I don't have a lot of whips. So I've got this one, I've got Enchantress, I've got Banks, which is 3. I've got the Star Wars scroll, which I don't know where it is. It's in a box somewhere. And then yeah, that's about it for like my standard whips. Then I've got the tattoo sleeve project, which is ongoing. I've got my temperature sal, which is ongoing, so I don't really count it as a whip. So like, and then I've got Mari Louie, which is a seasonal stitch, so it's like I don't really count that as an active whip either. Olga says, remind me of the day you were designing an Amish piece with Stanley cups. Yes, the Hydrate sampler. So that's going to be released soon too, actually. Quarter Stitch Crisis is the community member. They've been in streams a lot. They are stitching up the sample for me. I actually just need to touch base because I know they were pretty close to finishing on it. And yeah, they were stitching up a sample for me. It's looking so good. So yeah, that one's going to come out soon as well. If you guys are interested in watching me design, I am going to be doing co-working streams. And honestly, a lot of them are going to be design streams, and I do show it on stream. I don't talk during those. It's just chill music, vibing, but if you want to like watch me design and stuff, then that's the place to do it. I might do a design with me stream on like my Stitchy Saturdays with the voice. With the voice and like get your input and stuff, but yeah. Oh, guys, that's in. You don't think we pay attention. I know you pay attention. I know you pay attention. So yeah, so this is my temperature cell. So I've been working on this. I have caught up. This is another freebie from me, with my signature minis. And then each little sparkle is a day. And then it's following the temperature. So I really love the way that it's stitching up. Like the darker the purple, the colder the temperature. And then the lighter the green, the warmer the temperature. So you can see that we've got a couple of green days mixed in with the blue days here. And then this sparkly day here, I did one in sparkle thread. And that is the day that we moved. This is a little commemoration. Alright. Okay, so that is it for my show and tell, I think. So we're going to take a little break. I'm going to hydrate, and then we'll do a bit more stitching. So, go grab a drink, stretch, do all the things, grab a snack, pet early. Oh wait, no, that's just me. I'll see you guys back here in 3 minutes. Hi friends, welcome back. I hope you all have a nice lovely drink. I have picked up Woodland Enchantress again so I can finish this diagonal. Early is back. So I've spent an hour and a half talking about what's new with us. What's new with you guys? What have I missed? What's going on? Tell me everything. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me what you're planning to work on. Are you doing any monogamous May challenges or anything like that? I figure I've got enough challenges going on right now in my real life that I'm not going to do any stitching challenges in May, but I know there's quite a few of them. Bring back the original Mania? No, thank you. Toot says I just finished stitching big. about that. I muted myself. What was the last thing I said? I was talking up Moon's cross-stitch streams. Moon is so close to finishing Moonshine Possum. If you have checked out one of their cross-stitch streams recently, they've been working on that by Mama Witch Backstitch and Mama Witch Backstitch, Mama Witch Cross Stitch. So tomorrow, Sunday, 8 p.m., Moon's channel. We're gonna hang out and cheer her on with the backstitch of Moonshine Possum. Lori says, I got 2 new stretcher frames for Mother's Day. Started a new stitch last week. Nice! And since it's gorgeous this weekend in Toronto, I'll be stitching outside. Oh, amazing. Yeah, some lovely outside stitching is nice. We're going to be doing some stitching in public as well. We have a new place to hang out. But yeah, what did you start, Lori? I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn. No, I'd love to know. Kali finished the gradient t-shirt knit and started on a muted rainbow cardigan. Nice. Kali does some lovely, lovely knitting projects. If you are a crafter, if you aren't a crafter, you can hang out in our Discord anyways. But we have so many people doing so many different cool things in the Discord. Wanna, who was hanging around earlier, I don't know if she's still here, has been making the cutest little, like, stuffed animals. Bunnies and stuff. Oh, they're so cute. Hi, Wanna. I have a horrible knot right now. But yeah, one is making the cutest little stuffed animals. Larry started the drive-through dragon head dragon muse design. Nice. Is that a full coverage? One is now on a ranunculus. Ooh, I'd love to see how that turns out. Ranunculus is one of those patterns, like, if you're in the knitting world, you've probably heard of ranunculus if you haven't knit one yourself. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut this. If you haven't knit one yourself, you know. Yeah, for sure. Toot, would you mind dropping the link to the Discord in the YouTube chat for me? Would appreciate it. While I deal with this knot. Thank you. Tungulus. Why are we doing Tungulus? Because of this horrific knot? Or ranunculus. Ranunculus. If you are in the knitting community, you have probably seen ranunculus if you haven't knit one yourself. And it's this pattern, and they say, like, you can knit it in any weight, and you can do it, like, oversized or fitted. It managed to look so different on so many different people, just depending on yarn choice and everything. Like, the kind of the cover photo that everyone knows, I don't like that, but I've seen ranunculuses that I love that make me go like, oh, maybe I should do ranunculus. Maybe I should do a ranunculus. I'm not going to, but maybe I should. Lori says full coverage, forgot a 0, 175,000 stitches. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. The next full coverage that I'm starting is something like that. Like, it's ridiculous. I want to start it so badly. When it says over 28k project pages on Ravelry, you thought you'd try it out? Yeah, like, that's the thing. It looks like a very interesting pattern, and depending on the way that you do it, it's gonna look really, really different. Moon says Rose Library has a ridiculous number of stitches too. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But the next one I want to start is Tangle Garden, which you guys know is one of my favorite pieces. Misha says, I didn't knit one because of the cover photo, but eventually tried it and I love it. I have yarn for a second. Going to do black with sparkles. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't like the cover photo. It doesn't look like something I would wear or enjoy knitting, but some of the finished products have been so lovely. Lori says, I just finished a 34-year-old whip. Yes, you read that right. I believe it. I believe it. I know we have a whip in the house that is at least 17 or 18 years old. I don't think it's ever going to get finished, but it exists. When I was a kid, my mom did needlepoint. So like the printed fabric, and then you did like 10 stitch over it. And she would only work on it for like a few weeks every summer. So it took her 10 or 12 years to finish a piece. But like, so I remember her working on the same needlepoint piece my entire childhood, basically. It got finished. It's now on like she framed it in a really fancy like gold frame, and it's sitting on like a lectern in their living room. At least it was last time I was over there, which was, you know, 6 years ago now or something like that. So time's weird. Time is weird. Yeah, my next couple of projects I'm going to start, because I have to finish these samples for just cross stitch. But then the next couple of projects I want to start are the Tangle Garden full coverage. But then there's also a smaller piece I want to start for my mom. I don't know how many of you guys are aware, but part of what happened while we were doing our stuff was, sorry for the bad angle on this, by the way. So our big move was booked on a Tuesday. My mom was supposed to come over and help me pack on the Friday before. The Friday before, my mom got the call from the doctor that, like, if she wanted to see her mom before the end, now was the time to go. So instead of helping us move, my parents went and handled that. So my grandmother passed away 2 weeks ago. and I was actually working on designing a cross-stitch piece because before she passed away, we were thinking that she was going to move into assisted living. Thank you, Moon. I appreciate it. We were thinking she was going to move into assisted living, so I was designing a cross-stitch piece to basically like go in her new room. And obviously that's not going to happen now, so I'm still going to finish designing the piece. I'm going to stitch it up and I'm going to give it to my mom. I may or may not release it for sale. I may or may not release it for sale just because it's not my usual, like, vibe. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be my usual vibe. Alright. This stitch is complicated and requires me to take off the glasses and move the thing up to my face. Alright. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. So yeah. She, I obviously wasn't able to attend the funeral because we were in the middle of a move. But luckily it was live streamed, and by the funeral home. And my sister was on hand and made sure that the live stream was actually up and running because usually they don't have great quality ones. But she knew I was going to be watching, so she babysat the live stream for me, so I was able to participate that way. It was lovely. So yeah, I might release it. I might release it as a freebie. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the pattern, because it's very specific for my grandmother. She was, and I mean, the reason that it's not my usual vibe is it's a Catholic pattern of the Archangel Raphael, and like, I'm not Catholic. My grandmother was very Catholic, so that's why it's not my usual vibe. And like, I'm not saying that no one can release something that's out of their usual wheelhouse. It's just, I don't know. I always feel like if someone comes to my page expecting a certain style and they find only one thing in that style, that they might be let down. Thank you, Misha. I appreciate it. But yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I really want to get that one started, but I've got to like finish the design. I've got the main motif. I just want to do a border around it. You might see that on one of my co-working streams this week. The stream schedule is going to be posted in the Discord. Toot and I haven't 100% hashed it out, so I don't like saying I'm going to be live at this time when I haven't actually talked to Toot about it before, because that's not how you behave with a partner. But we'll post the stream schedules, because I think we're back. I think I can pretty confidently say that we're back to streaming, at least. It's been a crazy few weeks. The amount of change that has happened in the last 4 weeks is insane. But I'm really happy that, first of all, that I have this amazing community that is for this amazing community that has really just stood by us, and like I know that you've been here the entire time when I haven't been active in the Discord for days upon end. I know you're here, and I knew you would be here when I came back, and that you would be happy to see me, and I'm happy to see you too. Okay, says, for what it's worth, I don't feel you should restrict yourself to a single style. We are all a weird mixture of things, and sometimes we express one style more than another, but the other is equally a part of who we are. It's a very good point. Yeah. And my design should reflect who I am, all the different bits of me. Toot says DH.
Drink.
There we go. There are different redeems if Toot does it or if someone else does it. Thank you for the hydrate, Kali. Basically the way it's set up is anytime Toot redeems anything, they'll have a unique little pop-up. And I am working on doing more of those pop-ups. I just think they're fun. I've hydrated. I'm almost through my soda here. Alright, so I finished this diagonal. We are going to get wrapped up here soon, but I'm going to stitch a little bit longer. Because I don't want to go. I want to keep talking to you guys. I am very excited to get back to streaming, get back to work, get back to everything, basically. I did a newsletter for the Patreon, and that was so much fun. I really love being part of the community. Moon says, I'm so excited for Toot and DH streams to be back. Aw, thank you. I am also very excited. So I can show you guys a little bit of what Pattern Keeper does. So it imports it as an image. So like you can see that each symbol is still here, but there's no like place where you can select or search or anything. So it's just like it considers each block to be a stitch, but it doesn't really care like what that stitch is. So what I do is I have a flat color, and so every stitch I do is going to be colored in this pale green. But what I did was I made the stitches translucent, so you can still see the symbol under the finished stitches. And I did that so I would kind of like know what colors were supposed to be there, because otherwise it was just like a massive block of green, this pale green. And so if you don't know, Pattern Keeper has a bunch of like features like this, for doing the diagonals, for offsetting the grid. So if you'll see here, the grid starts 3 stitches in and 6 stitches down, 7 stitches down. So when I loaded it in, the Pattern Keeper grid started at the corner, so it was like not lining up with the pattern grid. So I had to offset that, which you can do in Pattern Keeper, and then yeah, everything's good. Yeah. I'm just going to continue with this color instead of parking it, because I need it for the next diagonal as well. I do 20 stitch diagonals. Oops. Just because 10 stitch diagonals are, I find them too narrow. It's not enough stitching for me. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to be working on. In terms of streams for the week, there will be some co-working streams. Toot's going to be back streaming. we're gonna post the schedule. But just in general, I'm so happy to be back. So happy to be back. I just lost my place. Okay. When I do diagonals, do I do it one complete stitch at a time? So in banks, I've been doing it so that I fasten off each color in the diagonal. For this one, I'm parking and traveling the... And I'm parking, and then so these threads are in the spot where I'm going to need them the next time. And they'll just kind of hang out here. Yeah. But yeah, I complete one diagonal at a time, like as a block, before moving on to the next one. Even if, like for this gray color, this continues like across the top here. But I color complete this block, and then I'm gonna color complete the next block. Like there are very discrete blocks in the pattern. That there aren't discrete blocks in the pattern. I'm just making them up, but so we've already talked a lot about the Discord. You can join us there. I'm going to be posting a bit more on Blue Sky. If you want more updates on just like my personal stitching and what's going on in the shop, what's going around the new enclosure, that kind of thing. I haven't posted many pictures of the new place yet. I may in future. Just kind of depends on like what the state of the place is. And I know people understand, like, we're in the middle of packing and all that. We're in the middle of unpacking, but still, it's like, ah. But yeah, all right. Actually the command? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, you can follow me on Blue Sky. So the next pattern that I have coming out is Possum Parade, it's called. So cute. If you like possums, you'll like it. It's like a really cute little fun fast stitch. So I've got that coming out. I've got so much fun stuff coming out, guys. Like, I'm just so excited for the future. I'm excited for streaming. I'm excited for designing. I'm excited for sharing stuff with you. I'm excited for my personal stitching. It's just, now that we're kind of like out under the weight of the sudden move, I feel like I can be myself again. Like I can enjoy things again, do things for fun. And I'm really grateful to have a community like you guys to share that with. So normally this is where I would wrap up, but I'm gonna vamp for another minute or two. I'm actually gonna stop stitching though. Because it is noon. So I'm gonna hop us over to the end screen. And give me 1 second.
It's a gray area.
Oh, okay. Alright, so usually I would find us somewhere to raid out to that is doing cross stitch and all that kind of stuff, and we just kind of keep the good stitchy vibes going. However, our good friend Cryptic is part of what's called a raid train today for St. Jude, which is a charity that charity that basically supports kids' health. They make sick kids better. So what we're doing is a bunch of horror streamers. They are raising money for St. Jude's, and they're streaming in succession and raiding out to each other. So I'm gonna raid out to the crypt community, and then the crypt community is going to raid to someone else, and they're going to raid to someone else, and they're going to raid to someone else. So it's just going to be like a non-stop train of chill horror vibes all through the day. So usually I would go for another crafter, but we're actually going to raid into the raid train. If you guys are looking for just some background music, background noise, body doubling stuff, this is going to be a great day. You can just leave it. It'll run all day. You don't have to touch nothing. It'll just, you'll just keep going with the flow. So yes, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you, Toot, for moderating for me. Thank you, Charles, for the gifted subs. Thank you, Moon, for the gifted subs. Thank you, everyone, for the new follows, for the resubs. Just for the warm welcome back. I really, really appreciate it. So yes, let's everybody on Twitch say goodbye to everybody on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. Everyone drink. Okay, I've drunk. All right. So, if you have any questions, if you need to find us, we're going to be on Discord. We're going to be on Blue Sky. You can message me on YouTube. You can message me everywhere. Otherwise, we are going to raid out now. I'm just going to do one last shout out for Toot. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Toot is going to be live with Ghost Church. I will see you guys there. But for now, let's head on over. We're gonna hang out with the St. Jude raid train, and I will see you guys probably Monday. But stay tuned for the schedule. And yeah, we'll be back. All right, thank you so much, my friends. I'm gonna get this raid going. I've forgotten how to stream. It's fine. It's fine. We're looking for. Okay. All right, my friends. I will see you in the Discord server. I'll see you in the coffee shop. I will see you on the St. Jude raid train. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.